This is going to be ACE's project number 002. Now, I'm pretty sure I covered this in another series, but I want to repeat it just to make sure and fill in some data that'll help you. First of all, go to kitsandparts.com/potluck/find.php. Now, there's a lot of good projects here. A lot of them are very advanced, and there's a couple of simple ones. First of all, you may want to build this twin T side tone oscillator. This is done by Jason, NT7S. This was done in 2000. We just revised it. That's interesting. Right here, Friday, the 2nd of May. This has been on there a long time. I'll have to check to see what he changed. If you build this thing, and I built one, and it didn't oscillate until I added a 100 nanofarad monolithic cap from B plus to ground. I may have even put it on the collector, but I don't have this critter anymore, and I'm sorry, I love the word critter. I'll build one because we can use it for this project, but I'm going to give you another alternative. Okay, so we're looking down here, and I want to do an audio amplifier. So I go way down here, and there's one right there. It says audio amplifier. And we go look, and Bob did this, AA7FO. He likes to use that exclamation symbol. In Linux, we call it a bang. Anyway, this is a description audio amplifier. He did this in 2014. And here's another audio amp, and he said that because Diz, W8DIZ, who's a silent key, was the owner of Kits and Parts, had another audio amp on here. And so he says this still needs some work, and you can go and look at. He's got this schematic. You can get it in a GIF format here. And then he's got a zip file which has all his projects. But there's the schematic for the audio amplifier. And those of you who have experimental methods in RF design done by Wes, Rick, and Bob, go and compare this circuit to theirs in Chapter 1. Figure 1.17. And this is the one we're going to build. Number 2, there was another audio amp down here that was done by Diz. Let's see here. You be sure right after you watch this video completely to the end, and it's very important that you watch it to the end because I've got the most valuable information you'll ever get off the internet in this video. Here's a discrete audio amp. That's it. Okay, this is the one Diz did. And like that, alliteration. And I want to save this thing. So let me save this image as, and let me put it in ACES. You can't have too much on your system. I want to put this under ACES. This is project 12, and I'm going to save it. This one looks pretty good. You need some 3904s. and you need two 3906s and some diodes, a 1N41, 48. You look at the parts list, see if you've got them, and you may want to build that one. Also, won't do it here, but I want you to go on the internet and look for solder smoke DC direct conversion receiver project, and there's a discrete transistor audio amp there, but it requires an audio transformer, and you've got a better than 60% chance that you will not get it to work. Because one, it's hot, and number two, it just needs some tweaking. Been there, done that. And you can search the internet, you can search YouTube and look for people that have built audio amplifiers with just transistors. I can show you how to do one with an integrated circuit. And the most popular one is the LM386, but it's been beat to death. I'm not interested, but you may. All right. Well, I don't want to go back. Okay. So we're going to go and build the one that's in EMRFD, or the one you just saw, because they are the same. Okay. First of all, let me show you the one I built. It's this one. I apologize, the flash went off here because it's kind of dark. And here it is without the flash. I don't know which one you like better. I like this one. I don't like flash. Now, one of the things that I did is I used the 3904s and I used 1/8 watt resistors. It's 5 millimeters from here to there. They're short. This thing doesn't use any power, and it's just cheap to do. And then there are 4 electrolytic capacitors. I'll solve all the parts problems in a minute. And then here's my little headers. One for power. I put an LED in here, and I'm going to try this thing at different voltages. I'm going to try it at, I think it'll work at 5 volts, 9 volts, 8 volts, 9 volts, and 12 volts. And I think Wes et al. Said that it'll work up to 15. All right, so there it is. Now you want to know what the board looks like. I have 2 boards laid out. Now remember this one. Whoops. Remember this one. Here's a board laid out, and I apologize, I did this for myself. I did this one by having the 1/8 watt resistors vertically mounted. Circle shows where the part is, and one end is stuck through the hole. Bend the wire, the top lead over, and insert in the adjacent pad. And there's where the electrolytics are. I didn't mark the polarity, but you can figure that out yourself. There's the LED and everything. But that's not the one I built. I built this one. Now this one is marked nicely. You have to look at the schematic to figure out, to determine what the part values are. I don't like cluttering up the silk screen with a whole bunch of values. And most of this stuff I do for myself, and I'll show it to you, but I'm not going to change my strategy of over commenting everything. It's left to the student to figure out what the part values are. And I added a couple of things from the schematic, and that is I added an LED in series. This is a reverse polarity diode is to keep you and me from destroying all the transistors if we hook the power supply up backwards. And if you happen to have a very large lab supply that can do 30 volts, and you're asleep one night and you apply 30 volts across here, the LED is going to act like a fuse, hopefully. All right. There's a joke that the transistors will destroy themselves to save a penny LED. Now, you look at the schematic, and the parts required are electrolytics, resistors, transistors. Okay? You don't have to use these headers. I get those off of AliExpress. You just go look for 2.54 millimeter male and female headers. Now, I'm through with that. Oh, was there anything else? Here's the schematic from EMRFD. You can compare it to the one that's on Potlucks. I think that's the end of my pictures. So let me kill that. Hope I don't need it. Now let's get you the parts. I used to go to AliExpress for everything, but now I found my buddy Jeff over at Amazon has got these parts for about the same value, and I get them next day or within a few days. Here's the first thing. This is, and I bought one of these, this is the 1/8 watt carbon film resistors. They come in a box, cardboard like this. There are 97 values starting at 1 ohm going to 1 meg. Now in the picture they show a 2 meg, but I'm pretty sure that's not what's in the kit, but it might be. Now look at this, there are 2,425 pieces. Okay, you do the math. Divide 1,599 divided by 2425, and that's like 0.7, let's see, yeah, it's like 0.7 cents per resistor. Now they got a 4.6 review because a lot of people just gave them a nasty review because it comes in a box like this, and they whine and piss and moan because they're in numerical order, but they're not sorted for you. And what you need to do is go at the same time and order a set of either small snack plastic baggies. These things don't require anti-static, or you can spend the money and look for anti-static Ziploc baggies, buy 2,000 of them for $20 or whatever, because you're going to need them for transistors and JFETs and integrated circuits later. Now that's the 1/8. Now if you want to build with quarter watt, there's a package for quarter watts. Now KI6DS mentioned on QRP Tech that Bojack is a good source, and I bought something of Bojack's. Some trimmer resistor, a 28 turn resistor trimmer modules, and so I look here, and sure enough, there's Bojack. There's 50 values. If you look here, they'll show you at the. Was it here? Yeah, look at the values. You go. It starts at 0 ohms, and you say, "What in the world are you ever going to need a 0 ohm for?" Well, if you design something or you lay out a board or whatever, and you later find that, hey, this would work better without this resistor, but just put a wire between it. Well, you put a wire there and everybody will see you got a jumper, you made a mistake. But put one of these 0 ohms in there, and Nobody will know the difference but you. And it goes up to 10, what's this? So it goes up to 5.6 megs for the high value. And I can't point at it because that moves my stupid picture around. Let's see if I click on it. Right here is 5.6 megs. All right. That's that kit. And then they've got another one here. If you don't want to spend that much money, just get 1,000 and then you're at a penny a piece. Now, you got to go and order $35 worth of parts, but if you get all the stuff that I suggest here, you easily pass that number. Okay, we need 3904 transistors. They've got them. Here's a Bojack pick. It says all pick that everybody uses. 50 of them are bought. It's got a review of 4.7. Somebody didn't like it, but that's okay. There's what did I say here? It's a 200 for $6.99. What is that? 3.5 cents a piece. You don't get them overnight because they got to come from a third party. It takes like 5 days, and it's shipped by Amazon, so it doesn't have to come by the plane or boat. Now we need electrolytics. Same deal. Go up here. Search for electrolytic capacitor kit. Let me go back. Here, look for a 1/8 watt resistor kit. Look for 1/4 watt resistor kit up here in the search. Look for 2N3904 transistor in the search. Up here, look for electrolytic capacitor kit. And what we have, now this, well, all these CN I think is here, got a 4.6, which is pretty good. 1,000 of these bought last month, and you're going to get 24 values times, don't know how many they're in and how many there are in here, but they start at 1.1 microfarad up to 1,000 microfarad, which makes that what? 1 millifarad. And they're rated at 10 volts, 16 volts, 25 volts, and 50 volts. That's the amount of voltage they'll take across them. The 10 volts you can use as long as they're not across V sub CC. Well, you figure out the voltage. That's one set there. And then down here, Bojack has 24 values, 630 pieces for $17, 3 cents a piece. Cost of a hamburger, a meal at a fast food place. All right, let's go back to the little circuit. No, let's see. Oh, let me go here. Now I built mine, but I haven't run this test. Now what I want to do is I want to input here a small audio sine wave starting at, say, 100 or 200 or 300 hertz. Let's start at 200 hertz. Okay? And then I'm going to run it all the way up to 20,000 hertz, 20 kilohertz. That's a range of the human ear. In your prime, if you haven't cranked your earbuds, headphones, and audio, you don't play in a heavy metal band or whatever, the best your ears could do, and as you age, that's going to fall off. All right, I'm going to sweep this amp, and then I'm going to measure the audio out at each one of those frequencies and plot it to see how flat this is. That's Wes et al. Didn't have time, energy to do that. Let me see how I'm doing on 20 minutes. Oh, I'm going to take some out. Okay, I got to get through here, huh? So I'm going to sweep this thing and plot it. Now you're going to need an audio generator here, and lucky for you, here's how you're going to get your $35 worth. There's a kit. Now there's several of these. They use a chip called an XR2206. This is what it looks like on the right-hand side. And somewhere down here that I found it. Oh, here it is right here. Takes, it's items shipped by Amazon. If you want to build one from scratch, you can do it for $8.58. That's what comes with the plastic, which is protected by a layer of paper, sticky stuff, and give you a chance to build one on your own. You say, look, I built this. This is what it looks like when you get done. And it goes. Now, I'm surprised here. Look at this. This starts, it says here, it's a precision function signal generator. Starts at 1 hertz and goes to 1 megahertz. Now, if you ever want to build a AM transistor radio kit, you're going to need 455 kilohertz, and this is where you can get it. Ta-da! Worth the price of admission. And then you're going to need to measure the output, and there's a thing called an audio oscilloscope, a DSO-138. Now, it's a kit. The SMD devices are already mounted on it, so you just have to do 1/8 watt resistors, some disc capacitors, some transistors, power supply, etc. Look at this, and I'm going to do mine. This thing comes in handy. You may not want one, but it's $22. You're going to get it free because I helped you spend $35. You are welcome. All right, thank you for your time. Covered a lot of BS here. Come back. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a week. Today is September 23rd. It's a Tuesday. Okay, so next Tuesday, I'll come back. Somebody send me an email, remind me. I should remember. I'll put it on my calendar. So come back, do the likes, and I'll see you then. Thank you.